All right. Yo. Man, oh man, what a homecoming. What a time. You guys can probably hear it in my my vibe. I'm a little congested, but I'm COVID free. What a crazy last week has been. So, in a nutshell, in a summary, thank you guys who have supported me in everything I do, bruh. Like, y'all support me with the music I made. Y'all support me with being a dad, a young dad now. Y'all support me with coaching kids. And I'll get to that in a second. And you guys always support the channel and the content that I make, man, and I appreciate it. This last week has been crazy. Many of you guys know we have a very dominant youth football team, Bowie Broncos. We're now transitioning, and we're going to be the City Life Raptors to a new organization. Thank you guys who have supported Bowie. We're still going to be in the DMV area. We went down to probably the hardest that I've ever coached youth-wise, the toughest competition that I've ever coached against, the YNC Youth National Championship, sponsored by Battle. Some of the guys from Friday Night Tykes were there. They actually put it on. For sure the stiffest competition, but we needed it, and we lost. We went 1-2. Lost the first game, beat one of the best teams in Florida the second game, and then lost to another dominant team in Florida. And it was a great learning experience. Just a great learning experience. I was exhausted. It was ups, it was downs, but you learn. Just like with this draft and what I'm about to talk about, these top 5 prospects, you learn. And then coming home, thinking that I may have COVID, being exposed to people with COVID. Luckily, I don't. My results came back negative, but I can't go to work because I was around people who do have COVID. So y'all keep them in y'all prayers. Y'all keep me in my prayers, man. Like, this is crazy. This time is crazy. I'm ready to get past all of this, man. I'm ready for things to be normal. I'm ready to just watch football. Like, I'm able to rest now. Like, for these last 3-4 days, I've just been resting. I haven't been jogging. I've been mentally resting. I've been writing so much. Like, all I've been doing is writing notes. This is how many pages of notes I filled up on draft stuff. Boom. I've been talking scheme. Like, I just said, I'm going to get back to some of my roots when it comes to this draft stuff. And I got a list together that I was able to put together of the top 5 defensive targets that the Cowboys will be after in the 2021 draft. Now, this is just an intro because I felt like I have been shorting my followers, my supporters. And this draft is so important because there's so many ways we can go. Right now, we're picking 5. Great win over the Bengals. I wasn't able to really cover the game because so much was going on. I was in travel. So I'm never going to give you guys BS. I'll be back on the scene, kind of still looking at players who could possibly be on this team, who possibly can give us something. But truth be told, it's all about the future. Mike McCarthy is coming back. But like I told y'all in that video, I told you guys, I said, look, that's going to be a question. Now I'm hearing Mike Nolan probably won't return. That's fine. But even the problem, not the problem with Nolan, but the problem is you can keep firing D coordinators. You can keep firing coaches. I thought that the whole time we should have kept Matt Eberflus. Look what he's doing in Indianapolis. You have to get good personnel in. You have to get good players in at key positions. You just have to. There's a reason why, Rod Marinelli played a base cover 2, Tampa 2, kept everything in front of him because I'm pretty sure as long as Rod has been doing his job, he knows what players can make plays, what players can give you something, and what players can't. And looking at this personnel, some of these guys can't do things that you're asking them to do. It's just the facts. But that said, this draft is huge. Anything, and I mean anything, is on the table. Trade back situations are on the table. I'm not going to say trade up, but people wanting to come up, there's going to be suitors. So some of these players that I have on this list you may not like them at 5. I don't even know if I like them all at 5, but I like them for this team. I like them for this team's needs. There's no interior D lineman on this list. None of these interior linemen jump off the screen to me. Just being honest. This draft, for what we need, we're going to have to rock with what we have on the interior for the next couple years and just develop those guys. But none of the interior linemen in this draft, D linemen especially, just jump off my screen. It's just being honest. Some of these linebackers that everybody is pushing, a lot of those guys are fool's gold, and I'll get to them in a second. Now, I wouldn't say fool's gold, but they're just not what we've seen in the past. And if you guys have been keeping up with the league, I'm telling you, if you don't have a plan, let's take Isaiah Simmons, for example. If you don't have a plan with your stud linebacker, if you don't have a plan, if you don't narrow him down, you can end up with another Jalen Smith. You can end up with Isaiah Simmons in Arizona. He's, just an athlete, but is he a great linebacker? Telvin Smith, Telvin had a couple good years in Jacksonville, but you get my point. Like, you don't just want to grab a guy because he's an athlete. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but can he play the position well? Does he diagnose? Is he reading his keys? Can he fill A to A consistently in what's happening and what teams are asking you to do, and then not be lost in pass coverage? If I'm drafting a linebacker at the 5th position, he better be Luke Kuechly. He better be. Hall of Famer. If I'm taking 5, I love Micah Parsons. I don't think he's Luke Kuechly. I think he's a great athlete who reminds me of Jalen Smith a lot. I do. And I know that people are going to throw tomatoes at the screen. But anyway, he's on my list. I don't like him 5. Top 5, here goes the list. Dang, I'm 6 minutes in. I haven't got to any content. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. Top 5, here goes my list. Julian O, Micah Parsons, Patrick Surtain, Andre Cisco, Kwity Paye. And I got honorable mention. Chad Surratt and Nick Bolton. Now, this Nick Bolton, let's start with the honorable mentions. This Nick Bolton, Mizzou, if I can get him in the 2nd round, high 2nd round, let's say I go safety or corner 1, and then I go Nick Bolton, and he's still sticking around in the 2nd round, I'm drafting him, man. His tape against Alabama is so good. He does such a good job of getting lost when guards and tackles try to get second level on him. He is smaller. He looks like a bowling ball out there, but he will hit you, and his instincts are so good. He feels C, he feels A, and he's just his instincts. It's just, he's not the athletic freak of a Micah Parsons, but the instincts are so good that I could live with passing on a Parsons and getting him in the 2nd round. Same with Chad Surratt. He kind of reminds me of Fred Warner, former quarterback from North Carolina. Fred Warner, 3rd round pick, okay? But the instincts were there. He could run, he could play pass coverage. That's really what it is. I haven't seen Micah Parsons play enough pass coverage that I'm just jumping out the gym. Now, I do have him 4, but, I just, you guys, let's talk about that. Now, let's talk about Julian O for a second. If Julian O can put on 15 pounds of solid muscle, he actually jumps to the top of the list for me. Number 1, he played football this year. Number 2, he's made plays in big games. Go back to the Clemson game. Go watch Notre Dame. You're going to instantly know, dang, who is this linebacker? I think, was it number 4? I want to say he's 4. Forget his number. Julian O, I'm not going to attempt to say his last name. It's Aquaro. He is really, really good. He's really, really special. He almost looks like a safety, but I like him, and I like him as a middle in the outside linebacker because he doesn't have to come off the field on passing downs. He'll have a play. He has a feel for tight ends, how to carry tight ends up the field. He's fast enough to at least carry slots across the field when teams want to do mesh concepts and when they want to try to hurt you and isolate your guys that can't cover. Let's be honest. When teams found out that Jalen Smith couldn't carry a running back out of the backfield, it was over. The Skins basically threw the ball to what's the kid's name? Antonio. What's that guy? Who played with Pollard? Anyway, they basically isolated us with that running back, him and the other kid, and they just abused us with basically just pop passes and quick swing passes out the running back, ran everybody off, and our linebacker just weren't. Our linebacker Jalen Smith, he wasn't diagnosing it fast enough. For my money, Julian O can do that, and he can do it well, and he's on the ball quick, and he's a good tackler. Micah Parsons is a freak athlete. He's a freak blitzer. He is a freak. He has the look. He's a true 6'5". I just have him 4 because I'm not going to drink the same tea that everybody else is drinking nationally. I'm going to do the work, and I'm going to watch. And first of all, he didn't play this year. Anytime you have a chance to play football, you need to play football. That's for me. He didn't play this year. Me personally, I just want to see how he plays in the league, because I've seen this too many times with Son Reddick. Now you see, I just talked about hey, when I have you guys can tell I'm rusty, right? It's okay, but the point is, sometimes these athlete linebackers that don't have good instincts don't really translate to the league. So it's something that we need to think about. Patrick Surtain. No, I don't have Caleb Farley on this list because I'll be honest, I like Farley, but too many times I'm hearing the word zone. And I'll take the great Deion Sanders, for example. If I'm drafting a cornerback 1 and I'm drafting him in the top 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 picks, he has to be able to play man. Like, you don't draft a zone corner. And I'm hearing that word zone around him. Oh, he's great in zone because he's tall, blah. Can he go erase a guy? Derek Stingley? God, I wish he was coming out this year. I've been watching him since high school. He's been my favorite player since he declared for LSU. He can just go erase a guy. If you're telling me that Caleb Farley has all these and he didn't play this year either, I don't know. Okay, but Patrick Surtain can do that. No, he's not the fastest. He's probably a 4 or 5 guy. I like Patrick Surtain. I don't like the Ohio State corner as much because, again, I've watched him get beat. He doesn't really trust himself, and he's more of a nickel corner. Patrick Surtain plays size receivers really, really well. Let's talk about this Cisco for a second now. He only played 2 games this year. He wasn't going to play. Then he ended up getting injured. Freak safety, a position that I've been pressing the Cowboys to draft. Safety. No, we have not drafted a safety high, and we paid for it. We've tried to make chicken salad out of old chicken when it comes to Xavier Woods, and it just didn't work. Let's be honest. You bring that, I think Donovan Wilson can play. I think Donovan Wilson has a home in this team. But I like Cisco because Syracuse safety, because at least you could put him on the roof and let him be a playmaker. And he has 12 interceptions. He even had 1 in 2 games this year. 13 career interceptions. He's a guy who has a knack for the football. Does he take bad angles sometimes and run support? Yes. But I need somebody on the roof. Dallas, you need a playmaker on the back end. Good personnel. And finally, Kwity Paye. I do not like Greg Rousseau. I love Kwity Paye. I don't know if I like him at 5, but I would draft him in the top 15 picks. Kwity Paye can play the run, and that's what I care about out of young defensive ends, because you're not going to get these crazy sack numbers unless you're Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa. It's just the facts. Chase didn't even have crazy sack numbers. He's making plays because he has so many good defensive linemen around him. But give me a Kwity Paye who can play the run. He's thicker than Greg Rousseau. He's more powerful, and he has some twitch. Those are my 5 guys. You let me know. Thank you guys for all the support. Hit up the Cash App, man. Our brother just spent so much money on these kids. And coaching is expensive. Coaching costs more money than you'll ever make being a volunteer. So y'all show me some love, man. I got a lot of content coming these next couple weeks. It's your boy Foots. Hey.
Man, cable absolutely sucks. I had to pay $200 a month and couldn't even tune into the sports games that I wanted to. I immediately switched to Beast TV. Through these purchases, now it's called IPTV.com. I got all the sports I wanted: boxing, basketball, football, MMA, over 4,000 channels. And they have flexible payment plans. All right, guys? So it's not one of these things to where you're going to be strapped. You can do $15 a month, or you can do $120 a year for all this. Don't believe it? Give it a try. They got a deal going right now that'll get you 2 days of full access for $2. Don't believe the BS, guys. Trust me. Log in to IPTV.com. Cut the cable. Like, really and truthfully, you don't need cable anymore. IPTV.com will take care of everything you need. Again, any sports, pretty much any channel that you want live, you can split screen. It's really a deal. Check it out.